It is simply the anxiety you experience when you feel vulnerable or when you are in a state of calling it you are insecure. Now, if you feel an anxiety or if you have an experience of an anxiety because you feel vulnerable, it begins with an individual experience. But then we collectively share our individual experiences and insecurity then becomes collective. But it begins with the individual. So my first forward-looking point here is, it is very important for the Ghana Police Service to acknowledge and accept that there is insecurity in order to be able to then determine how we go forward. If we deny it, then we are actually creating the problem, or we are not going to be able to address the problem when we deny it. Towards the end of her interview, Mrs. Abayi Bakman was basically talking about, she said, when you cannot leave your house and when you feel besieged and state authority imposes restrictions, that is not insecurity, because that is what she tried to describe as insecurity. That is a state of emergency because the level of insecurity has developed into an unmanageable crisis. And when the crisis becomes unmanageable, intervention through martial law is then to restrict people. Now, we cannot take that state of emergency and describe it as insecurity. And so we need to make that distinguishing clarity. And quickly related to that is leadership means accepting responsibility, but the Ghana Police Service are not alone in this. So on one hand, they are in the front line and they must accept the responsibility of leadership in how we are dealing with the environment of insecurity. And to that extent, therefore, there is an associated kind of connection. One of the reasons Ghanaians feel insecure is precisely because they are aware that the West Africa region is insecure with kidnappings and the type of atrocities of violent crime that you cannot describe. So when your leadership of the police hierarchy want you to look at what is happening in the region, they are increasing your sense of vulnerability. Because basically what they are communicating is, don't worry, we are doing better than the others. And what the Ghanaians are feeling is, but in the other countries, it's because the police was not able to respond. That's why we see what is happening there. By asking us to look at what is happening in the region, are you telling us that what is happening in the other countries is also coming to us? So you actually increase their insecurity when you constantly remind them of the fear and anxiety that is happening in West Africa. And that's not the way to go. And that is why communication, as Professor Enin put it, is very important in how you get the people of Ghana on your side. Then my third point on this then is, how does the police, as Mrs. Abayi Bakman requested, get the public to understand and support their operational duties, which is all what we must advocate for, which is all what we must like. My suggestion is you must carry the people along with you. And you must, and how you carry the people along with you, as Superintendent Abayi was talking about, it's not when you respond to the invitation of Samson and begin now to talk about the efforts that are being done. It's more than that. So very quickly, in less than 1 minute, then I'll go to my fourth point and try to wrap up on this. What prevents the police in terms of scenario thinking? That every Friday afternoon, our key media persons know that at police headquarters, there will be a 1 to 2 hour press conference for the media to interact with the police and educate the Ghanaian populace about what the police are doing on each of the issues that you enumerated at the beginning of the program, so that they can say, on the attack of the, I call them pickups, they are not bullion vans, on the attack of that pickup in which the police officer was killed, young, very forward-looking young police officer who was killed. We have not yet been able to apprehend the culprits, but our investigations are leading us to a point in which we are confident that very soon we would apprehend them. Just one sentence, and the media says this is what the police are saying on that incident. Then on the other, they give an update. When you do that, you are assuring the public and you are carrying the people with you.